Five-star wide receiver Easton Royal just committed to the Texas Longhorns. We're going to watch his junior year film right now. This is a guy that is a 2027 prospect, so he still has another year of high school football left. Not a guy that's going to be signing in a week. But honestly, when I got the Hayes Fawcett notification that he committed to Texas on my phone, I expected it to say that he also reclassed into 2026. Because watching the junior year film, this is a guy that can make an impact on the college football field on the SEC level. I think next season, if he did reclass, honestly, I think this guy could have contributed in the Texas win over Texas A&M yesterday. I think that's how good of a wide receiver he is. But what I really love about Easton Royal is 5'11", 185. He's really solid. You can just take a look at how wide of a receiver he is. We see that with the ball in his hands. He's a really strong football player. But watching the sophomore film, this was a guy that was pretty highly regarded after his sophomore season. You watch it, and you could just kind of tell how good he was with the ball in his hands. And at least for me, I was just curious to see how he kind of rounded out his game. And, we're watching this junior year film right now. You're seeing it in live time. This guy's a complete wide receiver in every aspect. With the ball in his hands, sure, he is so fast in a straight line. And you can take a look at here. First, how fast he's able to blow past the entire defense. This dude ran, I got the number right here, a 10.38 100-meter time. That is blazing fast. If you're not familiar with track, 10.38 is a pretty damn good 100-meter time. So really fast in a straight line, and we not only see that, him get open downfield, really good ball tracking ability and the ability to kind of adjust downfield. And we saw that on those last two plays here. We see it again here, just kind of got blocked by the graphic. But, the ball tracking, really just a guy that can consistently take the top off of the defense, and also a guy that you can get the ball on these tunnel screens, on these bubble screens, and he's going to give you something with the ball in his hands. And that's really what we saw in the sophomore film. I think that jump from his sophomore to his junior year, one of the biggest I think we'll talk about across the country. He was already a really good football player his sophomore season. I think right now we're going to be talking about him being a really good wide receiver already. And then by the time he gets to Texas, I think this is a guy that's going to make an impact from the second that he steps into Austin. And here we see with the ball in the hands again, how sudden he is, change of direction ability. I don't know what happened to that ref there. He ended up on his ass somehow, but we see him as a route runner also, that same change of direction ability, just how sudden he is, how clean the breaks happen. That shows up with the ball in his hands also. So 5'11", 185, I think if you look at 185 in a vacuum, that looks kind of on the smaller end. But I think for a guy that's 5'11", who's also only a junior in high school, I really like that frame. He's a really solid football player, like I said before. But, not just the ball tracking, not just the athleticism, but also that ability to kind of bring in those, catches downfield, the highlight reel type catches. We've seen those time and time again. And I think we're only 2.5 minutes into this highlight tape, and we've seen, I think enough to really convince you about how good of a football player this is. Look at how subtle this move is right here, that he's going to turn into a touchdown. He's not on the screen right now, but we'll see. Once he gets the ball in his hands, it's not even that violent. It's so subtle because of how violent some of those cuts happen. When he can kind of make them a bit more subtle, he's very difficult to tackle in a phone booth. I think we just saw 3 guys in his immediate vicinity, and he was able to not only get away from them, but, he has that long speed to just outrun everybody on the defense every time he touches the ball. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the film kind of speaks for itself. And from here on out, he's got another year of high school football. We'll kind of fit him into Texas's offense after the senior year. Just a while, a lot of moving parts as far as Texas is concerned, considering the draft, transfer portal. We can't really project 2027 lineups yet, but having this guy slotted in to be a true freshman in 2027 for the Texas program, that's really exciting. This is one of those commitments that's going to not only, be good because you got a receiver commit that's pretty dang good. This is the kind of guy that's going to convince other players to jump on board because you already got this level of talent in the 2027 class. But those are my thoughts on Easton Royal. I think pretty easy evaluation, just how juiced up of a football player this guy is. Really excited to see him at the next level. And, first things first, really excited to see the senior film. And then after that, the impact that he's going to make in Austin when he finally arrives to college football. But you guys let me know what you think about him. Appreciate you for watching.